We are going.
All right, welcome. I don't know if we have some new faces on here, so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Monica Gagne, and Katie that's running the call. We started this team back in October of 2017, and it is growing like crazy, and we just love having you guys all on. So May was amazing. Our best month ever. I know we keep saying that, but let's hope that it keeps going in June. And by the way the numbers look right now, we are heading in that direction, which is super duper exciting, because normally in direct sales companies, June, July, and August are pretty slow. And luckily we haven't seen that slow down yet, and I think we can kind of thank COVID for that. If there's anything good that comes out of COVID, I think it's this, because people obviously don't have all of the summer activities going on yet. So keep pushing hard in June, because I have a feeling things will probably slow down a little in July and August, just because people will hopefully get to go on some vacations, and then obviously August, we're going to start back into that getting ready for school mode, hopefully. But Zaya is running that bonus, the doubling your bonus up to a certain level. But take advantage of that. That's a fun little bonus, and it's pretty easy to hit the next one. So until you get obviously a little bit higher in it, but yeah, take advantage of that bonus that they're offering. We had a ton of rank advancements in May, which is super exciting. I know a lot of you were able to earn those Nikes. And our little Tory Burch incentive went really well. We ended up giving 70 pairs of sandals away. So that was way more than what we expected, but we were super pumped and excited to get those out. It was just was really rewarding, and we loved giving those to you guys. We'll have to do something again sometime soon. But so if you weren't on the call today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the call. If you haven't listened to it yet, listen to it. It was very emotional. It just goes to show who we are working alongside of. This company is just amazing, and what they do, or they're giving back, and what they do for the community is just awesome. So make sure if you didn't listen to it, hop on it. But unfortunately, they did announce that Summit is going to be virtual. We won't be going, and it's so sad, because we love seeing all of you guys there, and obviously giving hugs and spending time with you. So it's going to be virtual. It's going to be the same weekend that they had planned. They said they were still going to give those swag bags out, so they have to figure out the logistics of that. But I think they'll be sending them out. There'll be more information on that. What else? The end of May, Zaya said, it was like, I think he said like around May 20th was one of the worst days I had for inventory. There was nothing there, which is, I don't remember that day specifically, but he just said May 20th was a bad day for Zaya. But June is definitely already better. It's going to be comparable to what April was as far as inventory. And then once we get into July, things will start to get really good again, which is exciting. And I know Erica mentioned it if you were early on in the call, but he did say with the new releases that there's going to be like over 10, that's kind of what they're shooting for. And like the tanks, like our stronger tanks that we got in all those different colors, when they do release tanks and stuff, they're going to try to release them in multiple colors, which is super exciting, because then it also helps with new releases and things not selling out immediately. There's different choices for everybody, so it's not like there's just one red one that we're all trying to get, which is great. Let's see. And I think that was pretty much all for the call. Just hang in there with inventory, hang in there with customer service. They're trying to get all those new reps trained, and obviously with COVID, they have to be careful about how they do it. Zaya did shut off their phones. If you didn't see that email, they shut off their phones and they're just using chat and email to try to catch up that way. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to get a hold of them. And I know it's hard, it's frustrating, but try to be patient with them. They're doing the best they can. It's not like they're just not responding to our emails. They're just so backed up that it's just taking them a while to get to them. So I think that is all that I had, Katie. So I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to mention before we turn it over to our guest speaker, I just wanted to mention that we are going to go to a set team call schedule starting in July. So up until this point, Monica and I get the month and we pick the team call dates based on our schedules and things happening in the world and all of that. It's really been like we just kind of do 1 week at a time. But we're recognizing that with so many of you growing your own large teams that it would be helpful for you to plan ahead and know when our team calls are. So starting in July, our Zaya on Fire team calls will be the first and third Mondays of the month. And the times will be in the evening. I really like the 7:30 time, so I don't know. We'll kind of let you know about that. But you can plan on the first and third Monday evening for Zaya on Fire calls. The first Monday will probably be more announcements, any promos we've got, things that we need to share with you. And then the second call in the month will likely be somebody from another team coming on to share with us. So just so you guys can be planning. In July, it's not really like that. I think our next one is in 2 weeks. Okay, you guys, tonight we have an awesome training from one of our own. Shari Leone hit Zaya Executive with her team last month, and I'm so thrilled to have her on. Shari and I have known each other for, and Monica too, for like 7 years now, and we were in a prior business together. We got to know each other really well through that business, and we all kind of went we went our separate ways from it for different reasons. But you guys know the power of social media, and we've stayed in touch, and Zaya has brought us all back together. And, watching Shari in that business and then watching her in this business has been so fun. I mean, she has completely transformed, not only as a person, but as a leader. The confidence that she has now, the ability for her to call the shots on what she wants and then go after it and make it happen. It's my favorite thing about all of this is watching these leaders just emerge and take off. And one thing that's really special about Shari and her team is they have so much heart. They really do everything together, and they are stronger together. So the phrase, the quote, "A rising tide lifts all ships." Their ships are in the water and they are all rising together. So I asked Shari if she would talk tonight about community and how community has really been key for her growth in this business. So I'm going to mute and let her take it over. And then if you guys have questions, just use the chat and she can, answer those at the end. So Shari, it's all yours.
Thank you, Katie. Getting emotional over here. Jeepers, thanks. I was just scrolling to see, and I just love seeing all these familiar faces in here too. So thanks for being on. So community is just a big thing, and I believe it's not just with my team and my downline, but my sister lines as well. So you guys. So I love seeing that so many faces in here I recognize and I know. So I feel like I'm not only talking the talk, but I'm walking the walk. So thank you for being on. So my story, a little bit about that is we were in a different business together. This is how I met Katie and Monica. We all went our different ways. Actually, I signed up with Katie twice. I signed up with her November 2017. I did it for a hot second, and then it wasn't my time. So I say that to you guys too, because if you have a rep on your team that's just not doing anything, like you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to be so great. and they're not doing anything, it's just, one, is not their time. They may leave the company, and they may rejoin you, because that's exactly what I did. It wasn't my season, and I didn't have that why, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So yeah, did it for a hot second. I think I was with the company for 6 months and sold 1 pair of leggings and 1 hat, and that was it. Like, it just wasn't my time. And actually, the funny thing is, I never quit anything. I'm the worst. Ask my husband. I'm the worst with auto ships. Like, I'll get something in the mail. Shoot, I need to cancel that. Years later, it's still coming. Like, so for me to cancel Zaya, I was just like, no way. I'm not. It's just not. It doesn't. I just wasn't in. So I think that's funny, because for me to come back around, so I rejoined Katie in May of 2019. And I had my why. Like, so my why, I'm just like, how do I get passionate about leggings? You know, like, I was passionate about nutrition and how it made me feel, right? But I was passionate about what I was seeing in the business, like the exponential growth, like in May, and now you guys are feeling it even more, and still being very much a ground level company was one of my whys. My other was the community. I missed that community that we had. We had an awesome team and a strong team, and if you've ever been in the industry before and you've had a great team, like, you know, there is something very special about that community. And I missed that, because I was out of it for 2 years, and I'm part of different running groups and part of different networking groups. But there's something very different about the community in this industry. It's like you're aligning yourself with really great people. You have common goals, whatever those goals are, you're striving for them. Not only can you have your life changed personally, but like financially. And that's exactly what I saw. So I had a couple different whys. My very first one was the community, and then my second was the business. So when I joined, I already kind of knew day one what I wanted my community to look like. And it was not ever said, but I think it was felt, you know. So as our team started joining, it just, more good people just were joining us, and we shared the same values, and we were building our own teams, and they were sharing those core values with their teams. So I feel like we have a very strong team, because of all the little teams make up this very strong team. So that was, like I said, my vision. I kind of knew what I wanted from day one. And our pillars help too. It's kind of like in your face. Like, one of our pillars is community. So even though it's not said, like, it's in our subconscious, we feel it all the time. So I think having community as one of our pillars is very important. And like Katie said too, it's always been, we're stronger together. Like, one of our taglines from the very beginning was, we all go up. Like, I don't want to leave anyone behind. If you want to do anything with this business, like, I'm not going to force you to, but if you want to do anything, like, I'm going to be where you're at. We're going to go together. And so we don't want to leave anyone behind. And so why I feel like community is so important is because I feel like people are going to join you, one, for the community. I know Jody O'Brien, I think she's on the call. She would see Jody Hunter and I, like, in Jody's VIP page, just back and forth, like, just having conversations and just having so much fun. And I remember Jody O'Brien saying, I just wanted to be a part of that. So people are watching. And now, like, Jody O'Brien's taken off on herself. But so people are going to join for the community. They're going to join for the discounts, feeling confident in our clothes, and then also the business opportunity. But I feel like they're going to stay because of the community. Like, because things can get hard, but if you feel part of a community and invested in it, you're going to stay. And that's why I always kind of, when our new reps join, I'm like, you guys, you just have to, like, dig into our community, like, be a part of something, because it's bigger than leggings. So it's always like, and I feel like, and I see on our team, those that are part of, you know, like our messengers and our threads and our team page, like, they're the ones that are having the most success, because they've dug into that, and they feel valued and appreciated. And I feel like it also up-levels your business when you feel a part of it, because I feel like you're one step ahead. And the other cool thing about our team too is, I mean, of course, you know, you compare yourself to people too, but I feel like a lot of people on our team, when they see something happening, like a goal reached or sales reached or something, they're inspired by it, and then they do the action to get there as well. So I'm going to share just a few things. Like I was just thinking about, okay, how did this team come to be? And just today I was thinking just 5 things, not like tips, but 5 things that I felt like our team has done. And again, it's been like the vision from the very beginning. It's not necessarily something that was said, but was felt. We also have multiple leaders on our team. And again, I mentioned this before, like our leaders take their core values, share with their team. They have a strong team, and together we just make this huge community. A second thing that we did actually in April, I was part of a leadership series, and one of the trainers on there said that she has a messenger with each of her level 1s and then their downlines. And so we did that, and I felt there was value in that. And actually, I see Kayla joined. She said her team, with having a messenger with herself and her downline, that it really up-leveled their business. So because you're, again, feeling part of a community, not like the big one, but like little, your own individual one. And then obviously you can branch out to the big one as well. But I felt like those messengers, and if you take advantage of it, yeah, I've seen like many people on our team taking advantage of those messengers, and I'm seeing their own community within their team. A third thing that we did, and we actually started our Zooms later probably than most teams, only because I had a team before, and I'm like usually the only one on there. So they didn't see the value in it. So I felt like if I was going to start doing Zooms, like I wanted it, like the team that wanted it, that saw the value in it, not just me. And I'm very blessed that our team has a lot of leaders that do see the value in these Zooms and these trainings and this community. So we started our Zooms in March when COVID hit, and building relationships that way. Live events, like I know with Summit, I remember like messaging Kayla, and I'm like, I don't want to pressure you, but I kind of want to pressure you to go to Summit, because she's never been in this business before, so you don't know what it's like until you go there. And I believe that had a lot to do with how much her business has changed since then. Yes, Kayla. So yeah, those summits those live events are super special. And again, I go back to Katie too, because I remember in our previous business, before she went to her first summit, like she was just like, oh, this is whatever, whatever with my business. But then she went to her first summit, and then she was all in, and she's never missed a summit in that business or this business. And she's the leader that you guys see today. So I really do feel like it's very powerful going to these live events. Brittany and Kayla came up with this idea, and maybe Jody and myself kind of collaborated too. We're going to do a retreat in October with our whole team. Like people are flying in to go this retreat in October because we wanted to do it after Summit. So yeah, just trying to get together. It's just very powerful when you can get together. And now with our Summit being virtual, we're going to meet with our local teams, because we've got a big team in Detroit Lakes and a big team in the Minneapolis area. Meet with our local teams, and then the retreat, it's going to meet with our whole team. And so another thing I've done too, kind of from the beginning, is I've celebrated our team as much as I can. I know it's getting harder because we're over 100 now, so I'm relying on my level 1s to help celebrate their team. But I feel like recognition is important, especially like early on, because people are watching you, right? Like they're watching you as a leader. So my level 1s are now, stepping up in their leadership role, but then they're also watching their team, like who on their team's being recognized and who do people want to join. So celebrating, I think, is very important. And then I also want our team to know that they can always come to me. Like I don't want our team to feel like, I have a feeling it's going to get big, but I always want them to know that they can come to me like I sponsored them. Like I always want my door to be open. I always want to help them. So yeah, so those are the things that we've done and we're doing. So I challenge you, because I'm going to do this too. Like I really have not put down on paper like our core values or anything like that, but I challenge you to do that, to speak it into your team, but then also to show it and to do it, because there's power in doing it and not just talking about it. So That's all I got. If there's any questions.
Shari, wasn't one of your affirmations about how you lead your team? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so one of my affirmations was I lead with heart, or we lead with heart, like, because it's always been we, it's never been me, like from the beginning. So yeah, and again, it was an affirmation that I had in my phone, but I didn't look at it every day. But again, it was just kind of in my subconscious. And the other funny thing about those affirmations too, I was going to mention, I think I was a senior director when I made these. Like, so I was a senior director and and probably 40 people on our team. But my affirmations were, we are a team of 100. We are a Zaya executive team. And again, I didn't see it every day. I didn't say it every day, but I just believed it, you know? So like now we are there. So it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, you have some new ones now, don't you?
Yeah.
So exciting. Well, we're so proud of you and all that you guys are doing, and it's easy to see why you guys are successful.
Thanks.
Does anybody have any questions for Shari or anything else you guys want to cover?
I see a lot of comments, but I'll look to see if there's questions.
Okay. Well, thank you, Shari. We appreciate you sharing.
Thank you.
And you guys, so we'll be back. Hold on. It's like 2 weeks from now. If you want to mark your calendars, the next team calls the 22nd of July. So then we'll be talking about the crazy, amazing months that you guys are having. We're already seeing it. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll upload this in the morning so you can share with your teams, and it will be posted on the team website as well. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.